Hello, this is Miho from Canada. How are you guys doing? I hope your mental and physical health are good and fit. So today I'm going to talk about myself. Why am I doing this? Sharing informations and being watched. And this is something I'm frightened of. Being videotaped and to be shown in the public, it's something that I would never ever do it to myself because I was so scared of it. I have this deep belief that, I was always being criticized, always being judged, and I just didn't like the idea of being judged or criticized, and that was the biggest issues with myself. And I'm still working on it. I'm getting better at it, but it was so frightened. And in the beginning, I spent good 3 months taking a video, delete, taking a video, delete. I just couldn't bring myself to put it out there because I was so afraid of being criticized and watched and judged. Anyway, but what made me do this, even though I have this fear, I was very mentally struggling myself to just live because I had a lot of beliefs that I didn't need, but I was held on to it. And I had this very heaviness in my stomach or not constantly. I worry about what people think of me. The relationship is something that I wasn't good at, or I didn't have enough confidence, or just didn't like myself. And I had a lot of burning desire inside of me, but I couldn't bring myself to do it, like putting myself forward. Or I always lived like somebody else's life, or more like what somebody that put the role in front of me to follow. It wasn't for me, but I couldn't say really no. I just didn't have enough guts to throw everything and aim for what I really wanted to do. So I was really timid, and I didn't have a good feeling about myself. So I had this huge gap between who I really am to where I was. So of course I was having a great difficulties in all kinds of areas in life. And I didn't like it, but I didn't know how to fix it or get out of it. So I really searched whatever I can put hands on. Majority was books, a lot of books, but I couldn't quite put the finger on it for the longest time. Meanwhile, my life is not going well. I get frustrated. I always had this like dark clouds in my head. I wasn't really comfortable with myself. But over the years, I've learned so many different ways of looking at the life, and literally my conscious level has shifted. So I was very negative, and I trained myself to see things in a positive light. And this process, it took me so many years, but it was so possible. And now I feel so comfortable with myself, and the learning process is still ongoing, but it's a different light. And I had such a difficult relationship with my own mother, but now it's much improved. I can really control my situations, not being reacted easily and emotionally stirred up and get frustrated or angry. I'm more very calm state, and I am more in control of my life and the feelings. Before, I wasn't. So, this big gap, it's something that I really wanted to share. But in the beginning, I thought, okay, I improved myself and I liked it, and just leave it like that, because if I'm happier, people around me would feel it and be happier, so that would be the end of the story. But I thought, okay, instead of holding on to the ideas or methods, I thought, okay, there must be people who really need to hear this, or can use some of the knowledge or methods or ideas to improve their lives. And depending on where you are, the information might come in very easily, or some information you just repel because you're not one needed, or you're not ready for it. So number 2, I'm not ready for it. It's something that you will get it over the time. When you learn something new and you master it, now you're ready to absorb different level of information. So it's always improving, and I'm still learning a lot to improve myself and to be yourself. And this is the place where it's so comfortable, and your state of being is so raised up that you're no longer suffering in a lower level of frequency, which I was. And I know a lot of people that suffer in that low frequency and wonder how the life doesn't go well, or get really frustrated easily or agitated, so they do take it out on somebody else, or in the public, or do really silly things, or they just destroy themselves. So instead of going into that deep in a turmoil, there are ways to get out of it. You just need to shift your consciousness to see yourself in a life, in a universe, in a different light. And you could do it. And that's where I come in, because I've been through that. So there are ways to get out of darkness, to see the light. And the life should be full of happiness and joy and lots of fun stuff, because we're here for a very short time, and it feels like forever when you're having a tough time. But when you are having a lot of fun, time goes, right? So the life should be that way, full of joy. And you do spend some time feeling the pain, but that's a part of learning process. And you need to know both sides, good and bad, light and dark. And you learn so much about yourself and your potentials and the life itself. And then things start to go really, really well. And even though I'm totally not like out of line, like I don't have beautiful talk, or the looks, or all the captions and all that, and I just wanted to share that everyone has this conscious level and energy, and a lot of good stuff is within you, and you just need to realize that. And there are so many different ways to see the life and yourself, and you can really improve the way you think, to deal with your life, deal with the people, deal with finance, deal with the luck. So whatever I've learned over the years, I think this is my turn to share and lead what I know. So that's why I'm doing this. and hope that someone might need this information and to get something out of it so that they feel really, really comfortable and to improve their lives as well and be happier, much, much happier place. So see you in a different video.